All right, we're here, Innovative Racecraft. We're going over one of these G-bodies that we got here. A lot of these guys take and do these frame notches on these cars here and do not properly brace the actual chassis of the car. Got to start bracing from your main hoop back all the way back to your parachute mount. You see this bar here is basically an upper cross member going between the frame rails for this anti-roll bar right here. I'm going to take this and I'm going to move it for you guys so you can see how much this moves. Okay, come over here, Austin. I want you guys to see here how much this anti-roll bar link right here moves just when I flex this right here. Okay, see that? I want you guys to see here inside this how much that moves. Okay, now this is your anti-roll bar here. You can see it's moving, whole thing. All this moving. It has to be properly braced. This to the shock bar, to the main hoop, and all the way back. Because if not, it's purposeless to have this anti-roll bar here if everything's just flexing. This thing leaves, it just goes like this. Not because the anti-roll bar is no good. This is a decent anti-roll bar. It's not a billet arm roll bar, but it is decent. You should not have any body roll with the amount of power we're trying to put down. But guys, if you are putting anti-roll bars in, make sure that you properly brace the cross shafts above, however you mount it. Main hoop back, everything for your race car, with your springs and shocks and everything is back here. It has to be supported. The car goes to leave, it's carrying the weight, and there's a lot of load back here. If you're not properly braced with X braces and bars going to the back, this is the type of stuff that you'll deal with and you won't know when you have problems on the track. We're here, we're going to plunge a couple of holes back here to tie into the back parachute bar coming down off of the back bars here for the coming from the main hoop, and then we will ladder all that stuff out. We'll tie it in and we'll show you how all of this ties in the anti-roll bar, upper cross link, and shocks to make all this stuff sturdy to where it doesn't move anymore. Little key to success right here, turn it backwards to start with. That's what we do on boats with gel coat, so you don't touch the gel coat. There you go, you have your hole, nice and clean, take your time. A lot of these new style drills, as you guys know, with the lithium batteries and stop and start like that sometimes does make it a little bit tough, but if you start the drill backwards first and get a perimeter made in the metal and go the other way, it helps keep it centered when it's going down through. And we will go through this video and show you how to brace all this stuff up, make it to where it's strong and you don't have that issue with your anti-roll bar flexing anymore. Here we go, bending our tube that's going from the back parachute bar up to the front. This is 1¼ inch tubing, bending it on a Pro Tools hydraulic HT 105 bender. Next, we notch the tube with our Midler Brothers end mill style notcher. Plunging a couple more holes with this hole saw. Going to run strut bars from the anti-roll bar cross shaft up to these bars and follow along as we continue to brace everything up on this G-body. All right, so we got the back of this G-body braced up. You've seen in the beginning of the video that we had a lot of flexing going on in the back of the car. So we tied into the bars going down off the main hoop back, which had a shock bar here. We took and put corner gussets in the shock bar close to where the shocks mount. That'll allow this, if there's any kind of flex here when this tries to push up, this is all triangulated. These bars here go down to the ARB bar that we were showing you before. Those tie in, they're all triangulated here. And this bar here goes back to our parachute bar. So all of that stuff is tied in the back of the car now. We are gonna add an X brace going from corner to corner on those two bars in the back window. We'll add an X brace there. That'll also tie everything in from twisting. And yeah, if you guys have a G-body, just make sure that your parachute bar, your anti-roll bar, your shock bar, all of that stuff is tied in, going back up to your main hoop and triangulated, because these cars with the frames being sectioned in the back of them do have a tendency of flexing a lot, and it will cause these cars to buckle the quarter panel. So you get all that stuff braced up nice, won't have any problem buckling the quarter panel and tearing your paint up or anything like that. We're getting ready to get in here and weld this stuff up. We've got our TIG welder here with our handy button, so I can crawl inside of here and do all this welding myself.